Hey everyone, Renee here. So this video is going to be all about seasonal transitions from winter to spring. I'm going to show you some of the simple skincare switches I make now that the days are getting warmer already and even longer and brighter. But also, I'm going to show you how I chase that spring glow. I've partnered with Paula's Choice for this video, which many of you know is just one of my favorite brands and has some of my favorite formulas. I have an overview video of the entire brand, including some of my favorite picks, which I will link down below in the event that you need help navigating just the pure vastness of options. Things are already changing quite quickly where I am. We're enjoying more hours of daylight and the temperature is warmer. In fact, the last few nights, last week or so, I've not been sleeping with the heating on going the entire time. Probably one of the main reasons why my skin already feels different right from the moment I wake up in the morning. Like, it's just not dry and cracked. In fact, it feels a little dewy in the mornings now. So I don't make that many switches in my routine, but I do them where they really count for me. And one of them is going to be cleansers. I am a big practicer of situational cleansing. For skin like mine, it really makes a difference. I mean, we're talking about probably the most fundamental step of our skincare routine. It's the first step. There are times like this winter where my skin has just been mostly dry, really sensitive, retinizing. But then there are also times like in the summer where my skin is just so congested that I need something stronger, and even with like some BHAs in it. In my winter routines, you've seen me use the Optimal Results Hydrating Cleanser, but in the spring and going into the spring, when I just want something with just a little more power, I'm all about the Perfectly Balanced Foaming Cleanser. This has equivalent cleansing abilities as your sort of gentle, low foaming gel cleansers out there, except I really feel like this nourishes as it cleanses. This actually restores everything in your skin as it cleanses more deeply. Suitable for even oily skin types, but I find this so perfect for winter skin that's going into spring skin. If there's anything my skin is telling me it's ready for right now, that would be exfoliation. This is the time when we start to feel more confident using concentrated actives again. In my winter skincare routines, I was just not exfoliating. I was explaining because it just didn't feel ready for it. My skin was retinizing, it was really sensitive, and it was just something I did not feel I needed. However, I've really started to feel the buildup, and maybe it's also because the weather is getting warmer and my skin is feeling dewier. It's also from the retinoids, which helps increase the cell turnover in your skin. It just doesn't help remove the dead skin cells from your skin. So, you know, I've mentioned before that exfoliation is something that I do when I really feel I need it. And right now, I really feel I need it. Right now, where my skin is at, if I'm going to use an acid for exfoliation, it's going to be a BHA, which is usually what I turn to in the summertime. But right now, because my skin has a tendency to get red and flush very easily because of my retinoids use, BHAs are perfect because they have analgesic properties and they won't cause redness. But also the bonus is that it deep dives into your pores and cleans those out as well. So of course I'm talking about really Paula's Choice Unicorn formula, which is their 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. But also what I find myself turning to more recently is their Anti-Redness exfoliating solution, also with 2% salicylic acid. This is a lighter version of this, which really can be quite heavily hydrating. But what I also love about this formula is it's so packed with like calming and soothing ingredients as well. So it helps calm the skin even more with allantoin, licorice root derivative, and it's got all the hydrators, hyaluronic acid, B5, glycerin. For those of you with skin that is not sensitive or sensitized right now, and you want dramatic results, you want that sort of facial grade peel. Then there is their 25% AHA and 2% BHA exfoliant peel. So I've patch tested this a few times on my skin. I do want to give you my thoughts, even though I'm not ready to use it as like a proper mask all over my skin, especially on certain cheek areas where, you know, AHAs do tend to cause flushing and redness on my skin. So I just don't want to risk that right now. But I will say that like there are 3 similar formulas, similar as in as strong as this one. One of them was the Drunk Elephant one, which I reviewed, you know, years ago. And that is one that I can't use because I just felt it was too irritating on my skin. So even just putting it for a few seconds on like this area would cause so much burning and discomfort that I have to remove it right away. The other one I tried that many of you know I love is the Ordinary's peeling solution. That's 30% AHA blend and a 2% salicylic acid blend. In fact, it's still really surprising to me how well my skin was able to tolerate that, considering it's a lot of acids. Although I've heard such varying accounts, like some people say that, you know, they had no problem with the Drunk Elephant one and they really couldn't handle the Ordinary one. So I think it really is divided and it depends on your skin. So this for me is closer to the ordinary experience in that my skin can tolerate it. I mean, it's strong, but it's not unbearable. Texture-wise, this is fantastic. It's like a really hydrating mask that goes exactly where you need it to go. This will not drip. It will not move anywhere outside of where you place it, which I love, but it's also like really, really hydrating. And when you rinse this off, there is a big difference because I only use it to spot treat certain areas, like on certain areas patch testing, which is not a bad idea when using something as strong as this. You might just want to use it on certain areas where maybe you've got more hyperpigmentation or areas where you feel there's just a lot more congestion. But you know, when I remove this after using this for it, and I don't use it for the full time, after removing it, this area of my skin that I had this on just feels different from the rest of my face. It's just so much, it's like a baby's butt smooth. This has so many of my favorite skin soothers as well. It's got allantoin, it's got the bisabolol from chamomile, it's got licorice root derivatives, but it's just a really nourishing formula, and you do feel like this is kind of a proper skin nourishing mask as well as just a peel. So when you, after you rinse it off, your skin actually feels really kind of great. I just want to reiterate that I tend to use my acids at nighttime, and if you do want to try any strong AHA, it's always good to patch test first, or you know, just start off really slowly by leaving it on for a very short amount of time and just watch your skin to see if it turns red. If there's any flushing, I would just kind of remove it. Hydration is an integral part of my routine, regardless of the season. There will always be an important place for it. In the winter, I definitely use formulas that have more lipids in them, they're richer, and I like to layer those formulas, almost like, you know, layering clothes. This is when I start to pare it down because my skin is kind of like, yeah, this is a lot. So I start using, you know, more hydrating formulas again that are lighter, not as rich. Serums are always in my routine. This is not something that is different. The ones I think that are just so great at banishing winter dullness and just help us glow into spring are my glow boosters. The C15 Super Booster, one I've spoken about a lot, one of my favorite L-ascorbic acid serums. In my experience, this is the closest in texture and the way it feels to the SkinCeuticals. It's really quite hydrating. Ascorbic acid is what I typically use in my morning routine just to make sure that my skin gets protection throughout the day. For all its other properties, just being such a potent antioxidant that will really protect your skin against environmental stressors, but also how well it brightens the skin tone, evens the skin tone. To me, this is, ascorbic acid is the glow maker. And of course, another one of my favorite formulas is their 10% Azelaic acid booster. Another one of those formulas that can just do so many things so well. But as far as evening the skin tone and brightening the skin, it's fabulous. In fact, a lot of times when people say that their skin can't tolerate, you know, ascorbic acid, I actually recommend azelaic acid if that's what you want, if you want the evening and the brightening, especially if you have a lot of redness on your face, then, you know, it's so effective for that. And of course, one of my all-time favorite formulas, which I'm kind of bored of hearing myself talk about, is their 10% Niacinamide Booster. Again, so super effective at just evening that skin tone, calming down inflammation, anything that's red, but also just fading certain dark marks as well. There's also the Niacinamide 20% treatment. I personally am so loyal to this because I've been using it for a long time. It's taken my skin through some really difficult times, so I still continue to use this one. No matter how many niacinamide serums I try, including one from the same brand, I just keep coming back to this. My moisturizers, especially the ones that I use during the daytime, are definitely transitioning. The winter moisturizers I've been using this year have been pretty hardcore. And while I still need them for nighttime and I still like them at nighttime, during the day, I am beginning to go for the lighter formulas and sometimes at night as well. And one of my favorite lightweight moisturizers, I have gone on about this quite a bit, is their Water-Infusing Electrolyte Moisturizer. I use this in the summer a lot, but when I first started using it was actually in the wintertime when I was in Asia, which is pretty much like spring over here, except more humid. So as we're switching into moisturizers that are more hydrating and less maybe emulsive and occlusive, I mean, I've described this as a water bomb on your skin. It starts off creamy, maybe even a little moussey, but then as you start applying it on your skin, it just goes through a texture change and becomes just abundant hydration. But it really stays on your skin. It kind of plumps everything out, revitalizes it, and just keeps it there, which is, you know, amazing. Otherwise, if you still need more like fattiness or more lipids, then their Omega Plus Complex Moisturizer, which is so great for this transitional period, especially if you have normal to dry skin, because it actually isn't that heavy. I find this to be sort of medium weight, but it is super nourishing. It's full of superfoods and all the seeds and omegas. It really absorbs, which is why it makes it quite suitable, I think, really for a lot of skin types, especially when you're going from winter to spring. It finishes dry on the skin. Again, this is not a switch because sunscreen is always important, but now we are getting more daylight hours. I noticed it starting about maybe 2 weeks ago. The sun does feel stronger. Two favorites from them, and really, as far as mineral sunscreens go, two of my all-time favorites, the Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense with an SPF of 30, full of antioxidants, super lightweight, blendable tint, great over moisturizer, velvet finish. The other one, which I always love just because it gives so much glow and radiance, is their Daily Moisturizing Lotion with an SPF of 30. Again, lots of antioxidants. This is such a moisturizing formula, and again, like I said, it's got that sort of flattering, glowy, radiant finish to it, which I personally love. I think, you know, this is great for anyone with dry skin, or this can be just used in place of a moisturizer. Or, you know, I always like to apply my sunscreen in 2 layers so that I get enough coverage. So this could be like one layer could be moisturizer, and you can imagine that the second layer of this is kind of like your sunscreen layer. So that's it, everyone. I, for one, am so excited. Spring is coming. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'm wishing you great skin health. Bye.